Hey y'all, I'm Josh, a professional screenwriter. My goal is to help you find your voice and take your story from concept to production. Interior Mexican restaurant night. I'm drowning my sorrows in my third margarita, my lips chapped with salt. The metaphor is almost too obvious that these drinks come with a flame on top that extinguishes in 5 seconds, because my career in Hollywood flamed out before it even started. I had a good run. One shot to get my foot in the door, and I blew it. I need more tequila. Suddenly, my phone buzzes. HBO is calling, and among the loudest mariachi band I've ever encountered, I hear that my life is about to change. I'm kicking off this channel with my journey of how I got my foot in the door. Smash the titles. Along with my amazing co-writer, Prathi Srinivasan, I've had the privilege of working with writers way smarter and way cooler than me. We created and wrote our Hulu movie, Plan B, with John Hurwitz and Hayden Schlossberg producing, creators of Harold and Kumar and Cobra Kai, Natalie Morales directing. On the TV front, some shows we've worked on as writers are Emily in Paris with Darren Star showrunning, creator of Sex and the City, Rob Thomas on iZombie, creator of Veronica Mars, Eric Heiserer, the Oscar-nominated writer of Arrival, on a Shadow and Bone spin-off based on the book by the extraordinary Leigh Bardugo. I never, ever wanted to be a writer, but I kind of fell into it via film school osmosis. At the time, streaming on TV was starting to become a thing, accolades trickling in. TV was a natural fit. I watched about 8 hours a day back in high school, mainly depression binges of Grey's Anatomy and Flavor of Love. Honestly, someone must have hit an accept button accidentally on my college application to NYU because I was a mess. In college, I began my obsession by taking a class on multi-cam directing. If you're not aware, multi-camera shows are sitcoms filmed in front of an audience, where there are at least 3 cameras pointed to an open set. I'll have an episode that talks more about that in depth. I took screenwriting classes, learning about the key differences between writing for TV and film. Again, TBD episode. I also got to take part in a mock TV writer's room. Okay, so a writer's room has about 8 to 10 writers who work for a showrunner to write and produce the show together. TBD. Let's just assume everything from here on out has an episode coming because I am real talkative about this crap and I like the sound of my own voice. In the mock writer's room, I had basically a spiritual awakening without any drugs because my hands were vibrating with lightning as I thought, wow, I could do this for the rest of my life. When film school wrapped, I was pretty listless, not knowing how to get into this industry that I was given a sweet, sweet taste of, with no connections. Seriously, if you're a Nepo baby, literally do whatever you gotta do to get into the industry if you love it. No hard feelings. What I did have was access to NYU equipment, in which the technicalities of whether that was legal, didn't care, still don't. My co-writer, Prathi, and I met back in high school, and we reunited to shoot a comedic web series about an Indian girl moving back in with her traditional Indian mom, and the zany antics and generational divide that ensued. Prathi starred. We were really proud of what we produced. It didn't go anywhere, though. However, we expounded upon it with a 30-page comedic pilot script. We worked and worked and worked on that script. Cut to 2 years later. We were still working on that script. It was looking better. 1 joke a page turned into 10. I was living in Santa Monica in a walk-in closet, making my coin at a night shift from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. I worked at Nielsen, the ratings company. They hosted test screenings for movies, and it was my job to code the audience's opinions into a computer. I think the number one thing I learned was that the average audience member is incredibly well versed in the grammar of filmmaking. Do not underestimate them. 8-year-old boys, teenagers, 50-plus moms, every demographic had a sense of when twists in the narratives were supposed to be, or ineffective midpoints, the differences between physical humor and wordplay, underutilized characters, suspense that forced them to the edge of their seat, or poop jokes that had them running for the exit. I firmly believe that if you have the capacity to watch content closely, which I'd estimate maybe 75% of people do, you have the basic seeds that can germinate into a writer. Prathi and I found out about the HBO Writing Fellowship. Most major networks/studios have fellowships for both TV and film, and there are directing fellowships too, fellowships for assistant directors, mid-career fellowships, etc. They're feeders and incubators of talent that the programs see fit to develop, bringing fresh blood that's vetted and trainable, and frankly, won't embarrass them trying to get you a job. Out of 2,000 applicants, we were chosen among 20 others. That had to get narrowed to 8. Co-writers count as one person, mind you. First, we had a phone interview where the executives running the program had a chat with us to discuss our application, what the program is, and how we should present our brand if we made it further. The next step was being picked off to 12 finalists, where we had an in-person interview, had to present 3 log lines, and they'd give us feedback on a second script that they required us to move on. Prathi and I looked at one another and cartoon gulped. We didn't have a second script. We literally said to one another, well, it was a good run. But we also said, F it, whipped something up in the next few days by not sleeping, came in with 3 log lines, and other than some white pants I was wearing, which I later found out were very unflattering, we made it in. This is where the story dovetails. When we were announced as part of the HBO program, a junior agent Googled our names and saw a trailer for our web series. He hit us up and basically said what we presented in our trailer was a brand that he felt was unique in voice, ahead of the trend, and most importantly, it was 2 minutes. A great length for very busy executives that he could send as a calling card that summed up what we bring to the table. So he hip-pocketed us. Hip-pocketing is when an agent or manager isn't ready to represent you, but they're interested in seeing how you fare in the industry. They might send you on a few meetings, circulate your script, and in our case, wait until we were finished with the program. We got through the fellowship, and from there, we were in the industry and we breezed by. False. Our lives got way, way, way harder. But that's a story for another TBD. Please do the YouTube thing of liking and subscribing. Thanks for entertaining my story. I hope to see you all again soon.